Hey, fellow iRacers. Hope you're excited for another Elite Performance Industries lap breakdown by yours truly, David Polenz. We're here at Irwindale Speedway testing on the outer ring. Since this track is so unique, I'm hoping this video helps you guys that are struggling to find the speed you need. Something else that will help you find speed is going over to our website at eliteperformanceindustries.com and purchasing the setup I built with EPI. Before we get to the lap breakdown, make sure you guys hit the follow and subscribe button and give this video a like. It's right below the video. It helps more than you'll know. For starters, I'm going to show you guys a qualifying lap in its entirety with no sound, and then we're going to break it down nice and slow, and we'll do the same thing for our race lap. So here we go. All right, guys, let's rock and roll with it. We're going to start off pit road, show you how to come to the qualifying lap. You're going to hear this all in its entirety quiet. Once I'm done with the lap, I'm going to go ahead and show you just how we did it. All right, guys, there's that lap in its entirety. That was a qualifying lap. So you can see how we came to it on the outside there. Break this down real fast for you guys here. So, of course, when you come off pit road, again, just like Lanier, we have, I went back too far, but we're going to have no blend line, which is nice. So you want to shoot straight out to the track as quick as you can. Get through the gears, get into fifth gear right around here. So we're already into the throttle. We're really trying to get after it, but you'll see I just kind of feather it when we're going from the fourth to fifth. Make sure we don't lose the rear end of the car. You guys pretty much get this part. Try to get to the gas as quick as you can, build up that momentum. Drive it real deep here into turn one, and you're going to see we let off right just past this gate. So you can kind of see this line on the racetrack, which is a great mark. We're passing the gate on the right. You'll see about how far we are from the wall. And when you want to start turning in, you can see I let off just past that white line. I mean, it's not much, so chances are when you see that white line, you should let off right away because it's pretty much going to be right where you need to be when the throttle comes out finally. We're going to turn down. You see this first white line. Let's back it up. There's that first white line. I come across and maybe just barely nick it with my left front, but I'm right in that area. So we're just barely going to miss it. So we're kind of splitting the two lines right here with the race car to kind of show you the trajectory on entry. You can see we're already on the brake. The brake is pretty much as soon as I let off, we're only going to about 20%, if that, 10, 20%, very minimal brake here. Just kind of let the car roll. I might have 2% brake. I like doing that. It just seems to set the car. Let it roll, and we're going to be getting down, barely touching this apron right here. You'll see the left front is going to cross over. Barely. I mean, I'm talking a tire width. That's how I liked it. That's how I found the most speed here, is just barely touching it. Helps the car rotate. You don't have to hit that apron to hit this lap that we're setting. You just want to be as close to that white line as possible. So anyway, back to the cockpit view. We'll play it in its full here. Back to the gas. We're already back on it pretty much as soon as I start feeling the car rotate. That's pretty much any race car. You're going to want to feel the car rotate. But if you like to have a mark, you see the Irwindale sign on our right. I'm willing to bet here if we back it up and I show you, I'm going to go through the cameras here, just show you exactly where we are on that Irwindale sign. We're pretty much dead center to it. So you can kind of see right when we start getting to the gas, that Irwindale sign is at the very top. My logos are blocking it, but we're right at that Irwindale sign when you start feeding the throttle back into the car. So anyway, get right back to the gas as quick as you can. You see I kind of go to half throttle. That lets the car get away from shocking the rear tires. And now I'm going to start feeding it as quick as I can. You know, get to half throttle, then feed it as quick as you can after that. So that's turn 1 and 2. I'm going to run it through full speed. Let off at the white line, go between those two little white lines, touch the apron and hammer down on the gas. You're going to feel like you're going to knock the top wall, but these cars don't have the momentum to really hit that wall. So if you're getting tight up off and you're going to knock the wall down, you either missed your entry just a little bit. I mean, I'm talking a half a car width will change everything at this track. And the other thing you might have done is got to the throttle just a tick too soon. So anyway, we're here on the backstretch now. See, I drive in pretty deep. You can see, again, this is great. We got some good marks here. I'm learning stuff here as we go because I drive by feel. But what's good about marks is that you guys, you can't see what I'm doing necessarily all the time. You can't go on a replay, see this stuff. But what's nice is when we break it down, you can see, okay, I went to my replay. I'm 10 car widths or car lengths sooner letting off than that white line. So now you know, okay, I'm not driving in deep enough. Or you go past the white line and you go, dude, what am I doing? I'm overdriving a corner. No wonder I'm getting so tight in the center. And I'm talking, it's a car length difference. I mean, that's why I do hundreds of laps of testing, because eventually you'll be able to repeat that fast lap every single time you're out here. Anyway, to show you kind of the trajectory, right when we pass the Irwindale sign, we're going to start turning in just a little bit. We're going to let off about 2 car lengths before this white line, so don't drive to the white line. Kind of right when it's getting close to your hood pin, depending on your field of view. Your field of view may be different. But right when it gets around that area where it's about a car length in front of you, you want to let off. Immediately back on the brake again. You can see here just above my left shoulder. Just barely on the brake, about 10%. You're going to feel like you're not going to hit your entry. This is such a weird track, but right when you hit this apron, expect the car to rotate just a little bit. You can kind of see I play, you know, kind of move the wheel to catch it when it hits the apron. Very subtle, but I do. Then I turn back to the left still, let the car kind of catch itself. I'm already here and I'm already back to the gas, and the reason I can do that is really, if you see where I am, I'm already almost to the apex. The apex is really at this orange cone here to the left. It's really hard to see the apex, but because of that long sweeping wide angle I took, I can actually beat it to the throttle, and you got to have momentum in these Legends cars to get any speed down the straight. So here, already feeding the throttle back to it. There's really not many marks. It's really just running a lot of laps, getting it figured out. I'll look around here, see if there's any marks visually on the wall that you can see. Maybe move the camera around. So you can see this Haddock's auto body. Let's just go ahead and rotate my camera here so you guys can see. You can do this by hitting Control F12, by the way. Anybody that doesn't know cameras, a little tip for you there. We'll just zoom out. Let's see about where we're at here. Play with these little X and Y axes. You can zoom in and whatnot, mess with it. But when I'm getting back to the gas, you can see right here. If you're not on the gas right for your qualifying lap at that Haddock's auto body and towing, you need to get to the gas a little bit sooner. And if you're getting tight and hitting the wall up off, that means you need to change your entry just a little bit. So we'll go back to this. Back to the throttle. It's going to feel like you're aiming straight at that wall until you're going to hit this apron. And what happens is the car rotates right here, and then it rotates more as we go up this progressive banking. The track slowly gets steeper as you go up the hill. We're going to get right up against that wall. And that's going to carry me. It'll actually set me right up into my next lap being all the way up out of the wall. So nice little run there. And then I'm going to go ahead, go to my other screen, and find you guys a nice race lap so you see what we're doing. Hopefully that helped you guys out a ton. We'll go back to the DPR Raceway. I do all these little things behind me, so if you guys need any like graphic design and artwork, logos, any of that stuff, videos, I've prepped most of this stuff. So All right, so we're going to start from right here. Show this race lap in its entirety right here. All right, so that was a full race lap right there. We'll go back right here. All right, so we're headed into turn 1 here. Going to show you just where we're letting off. But we're driving in. You can keep an eye on the left right here. Wrong way. Right here, over my shoulder here, my right shoulder, on the gas. Letting off. We're just about to that white line. We're going to swing it out wide here. You're going to see my left front barely, just barely, is going to cross that line, if at all, and it actually did not. Already on the brake, about 10%, kind of the same exact line, but the only difference is we're letting off just about a car length later since we don't have that come to speed lap. So we drive in a little deeper. I'm just running through here nice and slow so you can see my brake is nice and consistent, barely about 5%. I mean, that's big, especially with our setups. The brake bias is low, so it helps the car turn on the way on each end. So anyway, again, we're going to start feeding it gas right about here. I'm going to show you one more time. I believe it was a scenic view. Right on the Irwindale sign here. We're on the wrong side of the racetrack. So I'll show you here. Once again, we are right on that Irwindale sign when we get to the throttle. We're actually before it on this one. So real early onto the throttle right at the Irwindale Speedway sign. You can go back after your lap and look at your replay and see if you hit that mark. You may not be able to hit it right on the racetrack. Get right back to the gas real hard. I mean, you see it. I mean, it's hammer down. It's straight back to the throttle, get to half throttle. If the car feels good, I don't feel like I'm pushing the nose or anything, feed it the rest of the throttle. And we're driving up off, and we'll go into turn 3. Head down into turn 3 here. Once again, slow it down for you. About, again, right where that white line is crossing my hood pin. It's got to let off. That's your mark. Just nice and easy on that brake pedal. Let it roll across the apron real nice and easy. You don't upset the rear end of the car. You're going to kind of catch it with the steering wheel just a little bit sometimes. It's just going to have to get used to it. It's very weird transitions here. And as the Irwindale Speedway sign goes out of my view on the right-hand side, again, depending on your field of view, it goes into my A-pillar area. I'm already feeding it gas before the apex. Show you here. We're on the throttle again at the same sign as we were in that qualifying run. Let's just do this one again so you guys can see. Camera's reset every time. Gas again, same marks. Marks are so big. I mean, I don't use them. I just go by rhythm, but it's just great to keep an eye on that stuff. When you get out of the car, you're able to replay, see exactly where you're hitting it. Very similar to our Q lap here. Already back to the throttle. We're going to drive up off. You can actually see, because I felt the car getting tight, I had to come out of the throttle. So my lap would have been even better if I didn't do that. But you'll see I get real close to the wall here. I probably got to the gas too soon or turned in a tick too early. But you'll feel that. You'll have to let out of the gas once in a while. But that was still a pretty good lap right there. One of my fastest race laps of the session, no doubt. So, all right, guys. Well, that was another breakdown for you guys by myself, David Polenz. This is brought to you by Elite Performance Industries. Hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you next time.